So for this project, Isaac and I were tasked with designing a lamp. After our basic sketches, we built a scale model. This model shows our idea, which was to build a long rectangle for a more formal setting with different sized tubes coming out the bottom. Here I started to cut out the upper housing part of the lamp. And after I cut out two of those, I glued them together. It's a basic cardboard structure, so it's very rigid and strong, but no light can pass through. So with the housing built and our design and our light, which is a very simple single bulb LED, I had to cut a hole in the top for it to fit. Once that was done, we tested it, made sure that it worked. We realized right here that the light would not diffuse through the lamp, and we'd have to face that problem later. I built a simple cardboard housing to cover the top just to make it look better. And here's what we had so far. So after this, I designed and built a lattice structure for the inside. This was so that we could attach the tubes to the lattice structure and then pull them out or put them into the lamp as we felt we needed to and adjust them. It gave us much more flexibility in the construction phase. And then we decided to line the inside of the lamp with tinfoil to help the light bulb kind of diffuse further out, because the shape is 4 feet long and the light was very concentrated in the middle, which is not what we wanted. After we got the tinfoil in, you can see here Isaac and I are testing, and we realized we would have to get something that would hit the light, would hit the object and bounce it back into the housing, which would really diffuse the light well. And then we started to construct the tubes. There were 36 of them, and they all had to be individually cut and glued. These tubes were cut at half-inch increments in 12 different sizes to provide varying heights in the lamp. At this point, we arranged them all in a bunch of different ways until we found just how each tube looked best, and the entire lamp looked like a set piece. And then we glued them all in place. This was where we constructed the diffuser that was going to go inside the light to bounce it back kind of into the housing. It's very crude. It was really only had one purpose and just had to be reflective. And this is where it goes inside the light. So you can see how the light would hit that and then diffuse back into the rest of the housing and spread it out to the far ends of the lamp. And we added some paper so it would look better from the bottom because it was kind of ugly. Now we could finally take all the tubes that were attached to the lattice structure and put them into the housing and test it out before we glued it in. And while it didn't diffuse perfectly to the outside edge, it had a really nice effect that was very pleasing to the eye. And then we glued them all in, making the lamp finally one piece. Really happy how it looked with the lights on, but with the lights off, it looked even better. And we found that it produced a really nice glow that allowed for really dramatic pictures. And that's our finished lamp project. Thanks for watching.